and we're going straight into the Fiend and Seth Rollins in the Red Hell in a Cell in Sacramento, California. What a pro wrestling display right there, fellas. What'd you guys think?
Oh my God, the arena was all lit red. I can't believe it.
They really went all in with that, didn't they? They said, let's just make the whole thing red. Everything.
I feel like I was playing the Virtual Boy back in... I used to have a Virtual Boy. I played that for like 30 minutes. My eyes were hurting. I was flashbacks from that. It was bad.
I felt bad for the crowd, honestly.
I feel like we should get someone in on the crowd. I think it was all right
on TV, but I felt like it was bad for the crowd. But
let's get that green shirt guy. He's at every wrestling show ever.
Yeah,
that's true. He can be the Deadlock insider.
We need someone to come through and tell us how that was, because I imagine it was just a clown fiesta. I can't imagine. Like, you can already barely see anything. So, like, I can't imagine.
With the red cell, I can imagine the red cell and the red lights make it, like, impossible to see anything.
It was like a 1998 TLC video.
And I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the red thing. I mean, like, it was whatever. I get what they were going for. But, yeah, that must have been a pain in the ass for anybody that was there live. But then the match just went off the rails completely. They said, we're just not even going to be pro wrestling anymore. I don't even know what that was.
It was an American Horror Story.
Yeah, during my watch party, I'm like, man, that was, like when you're planning stuff like this, you need to ask yourself, would Cactus Jack do this? If the answer is no, then you probably shouldn't either, you stupid motherfuckers. Right. You gotta be kidding me, man. I could not believe.
Driver on concrete.
That's what I'm saying.
Would concussed Cactus Jack 80 billion times concussed. Would he do this?
Early 90s WCW Cactus Jack, would he do that?
Absolutely not.
That's the question you asked.
Brother.
No.
Yeah, they went straight into it, man. Like, it started off, and it's weird because it was like a layup for WWE, right? Like, just Sister Abigail, and he beat Seth, and like everybody would have been like, genius level intellect, best thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was a very easy thing for them to do here. But
they could have copied the Brock Lesnar match, and people would have went insane,
and they would have been fine with
it. And they started to do it too, because he was no selling everything. It was just perfect. The crowd started before it even, like, because I think a lot of people had seen that clip of Seth hitting the 3 curb stomps at the house show. And like the second he did that, the crowd just erupted in boos. Like, they had all seen that clip and knew what was coming next. Like, they knew it was happening. That was rough. That was when the match fell off the rails completely. When he started curb stomping, and he didn't even get like 20 deep yet. He was only like 3 deep, and the crowd started booing. I was like, here we go, man. Here we go.
They booked themselves in a corner here. I was talking to Marcus pre-podcast, but like, they do not know how, like, if you want your top babyface to be over, don't book him against a Fiend, who's the hottest thing right now. It's like,
or just make him lose in the corner. Like, what, like, just have him lose. Like, what would it, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Just, he gets up.
I can't do that.
If he's the company man. They're obviously in some hell space.
Look, y'all.
He's in Jar Jar Binks.
The referee saved a fucking demon.
That's what I told Tuffy. We were just talking about that. He
saved a fucking demon.
Please, Seth, do not hurt the Fiend.
Do not hurt this dude who wants to kill you. The Fiend has to
be drafted on the first draft to SmackDown. If you hurt the Fiend, he can't be drafted.
Protect him for Fox.
For Fox's sake.
That's all I was thinking. Like, yeah, the Fox needs to protect the Fiend. Like, he's the Fox appointed referee.
That's WWE's new booking shirt. Put that on a shirt, for Fox's sake.
Yeah, the blue logo like SmackDown.
Yes, please.
Dude. Let me in to Fox.
So this was one of my favorite spots also in the match, is the Fiend took out a mallet for no reason. For no reason, the Fiend had a gimmick mallet under the ring. And
which was dope. That part.
Did you ever play WWF?
What?
WrestleMania the arcade game? Do you remember WrestleMania the arcade game with Doink the Clown and he pulled out the giant mallet?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, but they didn't. But Seth didn't use it. What was his? I don't understand. So like at the end of the match, as he's piling on these weapons, and the commentary is like, he's used everything. He has not used that mallet. Why would he not
understand
grab
how
the mallet?
Seth Rollins works? Seth Rollins only takes the powers of things that he defeats. He defeated Triple H. He took his
Bray
mallet.
Wyatt before.
Pulse is watching the match. Mallet. Once the mallet came out, he zeroes in on the mallet. Cole says,
"That's all I care about."
The mallet. And then Pulse is like, "What about the mallet?" Cole's like, "Oh man, dude, move on. People don't forget, Cole. People don't forget.
Move on.
You don't just introduce a mallet and then like expect me to forget about it. Like you had, it was gimmicked. It was a gimmick mallet. It had like paint and stuff on it. Like he took time to make this.
Dope.
That's crazy.
I'm going to buy that. Well, I'm not going to buy it
was?
anymore because now the Fiend's the Shockmaster, so I'm not going to buy it anymore.
It was, they had like this really crappy mallet, but if you put it in red lights, you couldn't tell it was like really crappy and gimmicks. So that's why they had the red lights to cover
He
up
did
the
stomp
mallet.
him on it. Yeah, he did stomp him on it. He stomped him on the mallet. Well, he stomped him 100,000 times. At some point during those stomps, I was like, I didn't even know what I was watching anymore. I had like an out of body experience. I think it was like maybe the 15th or 16th stomp. I'm like I legitimately thought like, is the business dead? And I never think that. I had like an out of body experience. I was like, this isn't even pro wrestling anymore.
Isn't the idea of the stomp that you're crushing somebody's skull into the mat to where their brain damaged?
Did you see the first stomp? Did you see the first stomp? The first stomp, like,
he was standing straight
it's almost
up.
like, yeah, it's almost like Wyatt was like, oh shit, I forgot.
I forgot he needs to get down.
right.
Dude, I like legitimately had no like that. It was such like a weird. I didn't even know. Like I still have not processed this match yet. Like I still don't know if I hate it or if I love it or if it's somewhere in between. Because like I legitimately have no fucking clue what I just saw. Like it was.
Yeah,
it was. I have to watch it again because I just don't know. Like what was that? What was like that?
I know, and I'm never gonna watch that ever again. I'm pretty damn depressed about that. Like I don't like. I told Tony right before the show. I am really actually really sad. I told Tony before the show. I was like, man, just because I love wrestling, this made me not want to watch WWE for at least 2 weeks.
For at least 2 weeks. Yeah, just the two. We got a podcast to do. Just the two. Yeah, that was such an enigma. Like I never like, especially in a WWE landscape, right? Like anything else in the world, I think I would have been like, oh, okay, like whatever. You know, like Leo Rush did a gimmick where I think it was like Blackheart Leo Rush, where he like no sold a powerbomb through a table or something, and people had a shit piss fiesta over that. Like, and I was like, as I was watching this, I'm like, what is this? I've never, this is like, I can't believe you guys didn't go into like a trance. Like you can watch in the watch party where I'm looking at this and I'm just like tranced out of my mind. Like I'm zoned out and I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like it's kind of funny because I'm a hypocrite. If GCW pulled that shit, I'd be like, "That's the best wrestling show I've ever seen." But,
yeah. Well, fuck, GCW protects the business more than this did. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, well, first off, if Nick Gage hit you with a choke breaker, you just fucking lose. So, like, that's pretty much it.
You know what I mean? 18 and then bring out a mallet and all this other stuff.
Yeah, the Fiend would lose to one choke breaker. Let's be real about the situation.
Yeah.
MDK.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like this was, I'm excited to move on from this one, but this was,
I'm excited to move on to anything else.
But I mean, it's like we have to talk about it. It was absolutely. I almost said that it's the craziest thing I've ever seen in wrestling, and that I even feel like that would be an understatement. And
well, let's not forget the end. Let's not forget what happened after the match. So WWE's the way that they tell stories is always like this, right? It's like they have a match that's. It's pretty much, pound for pound the same thing every match, like it's a by the numbers match always. And then, they have some sort of, finishing sequence that usually ends up being in some sort of gray area where people are just like either or they don't like it, period. And then they keep their heat after the match. And that's what happened. It happened here. It happened earlier in the evening with Chad Gable and Baron Corbin. And then, it happens all the time. We're like quick finish, keep the heat afterwards sort of thing. It gets nobody over, never does, ever. Mm-hmm. But they're so damn hell bent on doing it, and they did it here, where the Fiend got back up after the match, after the referee tried to protect him, by the way, and
a demon.
The referee protected the Fiend, who then in turn stuck his fingers so far down Seth's throat that he literally threw up his intestines. There was so much blood on the ground, it was insane. What happened? What was this? I can't give you what I think because I don't know.
Maybe Seth hasn't gotten his tonsils taken out. Who knows?
I haven't either. Now I'm scared. That's what's going to happen, man. That's some scary stuff.
Watch out for the Fiend.
I don't know how to review this. How many pro wrestling stars does this match get?
Oh my God. I can't wait to see Meltzer's rating for this. Oh my God. It's going to be amazing.
minus 5 stars.
How many pro wrestling stars do you give each stomp? How many pro wrestling stars for the blood? What was
I don't know,
this?
but the stomp became like my most hated move ever.
Well, I mean, like, to be fair, I don't think anyone likes Seth Rollins right now. Like, anyone.
No.
I can't imagine anyone.
Nobody in the arena likes Seth Rollins. You heard the crowd.
No, like, literally nobody. Nobody in the entire crowd.
The thing is, to think about it, I almost bought an Iowa's own Seth Rollins t-shirt because I'm from Iowa. I'm so glad I didn't pull the trigger and make that purchase months ago.
2019's been a bad year for him, man. And this did not help.
It really has.
It was good. He was good.
He was. Heel Seth Rollins.
No, he was dope at one point. Yeah.
WrestleMania 31 after he won the title, Seth Rollins. He had a lot of good
forget
runs.
that. That was the best.
It was this year. Something like it was fucking Becky Lynch. That's what happened. That's the bottom line here. The denominator to why we don't like Seth anymore. I figured it out.
That's the bottom line. Becky Lynch.
Oh, heavens, yes. Thank you, Ice Cold Steven Anderson. Yes. You sound like Lanny Poffo, kid.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even, like, legitimately, I wish I could tell you anything about this match, but I really, it was the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, I'm being honest. Like, I don't think.
Did you know that few men go to that place? Few men have gone to the place that Seth Rollins is about to go.
What do you think Vince pitched? What do you think Vince was like pitching this?
He just said it was good shit. You know he did.
How did this happen? What did Vince like? Vince was like, nah, fuck it, pal. Like, what did he say to like get this? Yeah, just hit a bunch of them fucking moves, pal, and you know I'm Lanny Poffo, the booker, and
he went. Seth, this is gonna be good shit. You're just gonna puke blood. He's gonna
puke blood.
Did you see the Young Bucks tweet? Wednesday's gonna be a good night.